is a bear den, and it's going to be our survival shelter for the night. I came out here with the intention of building a survival shelter, and as I was looking around, I just wasn't super inspired about the type of shelter I was going to be building. It was probably going to be like a lean-to style shelter, as that's the kind of material that's around here. But as I was walking around, I was thinking, what kind of shelter would I build if I was actually in a survival situation? Because it certainly wouldn't be a lean-to at first. Lean-to is a great shelter, of course, especially if you're going to be spending multiple nights in the same place, because it is quite labor intensive to build one. But I was thinking, if I was in an actual survival situation, I would be more likely to just find some sort of natural structure that was sheltering and then build a fire as close as I could to it and sleep in that or near that. And then I came across the bear den, and I was like, if I was in an actual survival situation, this is definitely where I would be sleeping. So that's where we're sleeping. So first things first, we've got to renovate this shelter and make it good for sleeping in. You can see there's quite a hole on that side, and I want to dig out a lot of this dirt and make things a bit more even. And I also have to make a place to put a fire in here, because that's what's going to keep us warm. And I'm thinking this area over here. And to do all that, we're going to need rocks, partially for the fireplace and also because I need something to dig with. I am going to need something to carry the rocks in, so let's empty out this bag.
Born on a tiny remote island and raised on a horse farm, I grew up without any social media until 2022, and I've never been to public school. These videos are a journal, and I don't know what'll happen next, so let's enjoy the ride, and I'll see you on the next adventure.
So most of our survival gear is in this bag, and it is very heavy. The heaviest thing was all the water, because I'm not near water, and there's not really enough snow to have good water. Nice. That should be good for carrying rocks. So other than my med kit, which there's some med stuff in here, and then IFAC on the outside, that is everything that I had in the bug out bag. Water, some cooking stuff, fire starter, hand warmers, a book, paper towel, some food, headlamp, cordage, which is baling twine, a battery bank and ammo. That's food. Extra socks, some like gloves, hats, neck gaiters, my tripod, and my machete. And then I've got my bedroll, which is just some winter clothes that are rolled up because I don't actually have any sleeping gear, camera gear, and then the 22. We're going looking for rocks. I think we found us some rocks. Nice flat ones. It is very windy out. I think we might get some weather. Probably precipitation overnight. It's hovering just around freezing, so it could be rain or snow. Hopefully bear dens are waterproof. That's a pretty big rock. This might be a good digging rock too. Oh my god. What do you got in the bag? Fucking rocks. Heck yeah. Whew. That's not so bad. I think I'm gonna just carry some too if I can bend over enough. I might not be able to bend over enough. Okay. Now, can we stand up? That is the question. No problem. Look at that. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die walking by. I died. Don't drop any rocks. Snow is slippery. Whew. Okay, let's not die again. That was the last time. We're gonna die. We got our rocks back. Now we're gonna start digging this out. There's like a deep hollow here and then a lot of dirt pushed up against that back wall. So I'm gonna try and scoop that dirt out or up to just make the hollow a bit bigger and like a shallower dip instead of such a deep one. And for that, I need my digging rock. Perfect. Digging rock. So I think this is going to be the fireplace area. And I want it to be in the shelter, but there has to be some way for the smoke to get out. So this is where I'm digging out to make a fire pit. And then we'll have to get away for the smoke to go out. I don't know if like this area will work because we're going to put a door over here. Or if I'll have to poke a hole kind of up through here, which would be fine too. I think we got a pretty good pit dug out. Let's start excavating this side. We got our sleeping space a bit more dug out. And our fire pit dug out. Let's start adding some rocks to the fire pit. So now we got a bit of a chimney thing going on. I built the rocks up there and I think that should be able to funnel the smoke out of this hole. I came out here to get some more rocks for the fireplace and it is windy. It'll be an interesting night. I got some good rocks this time, nice flat ones. Look at all those rocks. I'm definitely going to be tired tonight, which might help me sleep at least. Okay, this is the revised fireplace with more rocks. This is what it looks like from inside. So once this is blocked off, the smoke will hopefully go up through this hole and like this will be covered. So I've gathered these kind of green bendy sticks and I've got a space blanket. And this is a super heat reflector. And I want to try and line the back and sort of the roof of the den with this. That actually worked, I think, somehow. So now I want to go find some big slabs of bark or dead wood to cover the door and then also to patch this hole in the back. This has potential. I wonder if I can move it. Maybe not this one. Oh yeah. Okay. That'll be good for something. Out of that, I actually got these 3 bigger pieces and then this whole giant piece. So that should be good. Okay, we got lots to work with. Just kind of stuffed the holes with some of the soft, punkier pieces of wood, and then I'm going to lay a couple of slabs over top of it to hopefully shed any rain. I think that should be okay. I might throw some spruce boughs over it too once I start collecting them. I use this piece as part of the chimney, and I think I'm going to try and use this piece as the door, but I'm not sure how yet. But our mission for right now is we got to collect a whole bunch of spruce boughs. Lots and lots of spruce boughs. Because I need to make essentially a sleeping mat, because I don't have one. And sleeping on the ground will kill you, because you'll freeze. The ground just, you can't get warm lying on the ground. It sucks all the heat out of you. So I need to collect enough spruce boughs to put in the shelter, to build up a bat, to give me several inches of space between me and the ground. The best way to collect boughs is to cut down a small tree like this and then drag the whole tree to where you're building your shelter and then delimit there, because trying to drag a bunch of spruce boughs around takes a real long time. And this one happens to be right here. So we'll start with that. Nice, that's a good tree. Okay, we got a pile of spruce boughs. Let's start putting them in there. This is what the boughs look like inside, and that's getting there, but I definitely still need more. Those will all compress a lot with my weight on them. So when I'm looking for a tree I want to use for limbs, I don't want to be too big, because then the limbs get to be just like very sticky near the end, and you don't end up with as much of the actual like needly part. And I don't want to go around just delimbing trees. Like I could cut a bunch of limbs off, you know, here. But you will kill the tree by doing that. So I'd rather just cut down one tree of the right age and then use the whole thing instead of hacking around at a bunch of random trees. Oh look! A really old horse skull. That's a very old horse skull. Maybe I'll just leave this tree. I'll take that one instead. Okay, this is the last one. And this should be enough. Hopefully, anyway. Okay, now all that has to go in there, and I will arrange it in a nice little nest so it'll hopefully be comfortable all night. We got all our pine boughs in, and there's a pretty nice mat in here now. It's all squishy and comfortable. And then we got our fire pit. Now I'm going to start a fire in here just because I want to see how having a fire in here works and make sure the chimney works and the smoke goes out and not in, because that would be an issue. Okay, so daylight got away from me really fast. I have my hoodie over the chimney as extra insulation and filling out some gaps. This big piece is the door, obviously. I just changed into my snow pants and I've got my jacket I'm going to bring inside and put it on a little later. I've got a fire going in there. I've got some sticks that I'm processing to stick in there. And we're going to crawl in there in just a second. We're inside. We got the fire going. I got the door blocked with my bag. There's a bunch of firewood piled under here. I've got some more firewood outside. I'm gonna go ahead and stick some hand warmers in my boots and also change my socks. This is the Uberleben stick stove. You guys have seen it before on my page. It's great for indoor fires like this because I would definitely burn this place down if I tried to just have an open fire. And you just use sticks. You don't have to process big pieces of firewood, but you do have to stoke it more regularly, obviously, because you're using smaller sticks.
And I also went and got some more rocks for the fireplace. I don't know if you can really tell right now.
Dinner time. This is pemmican. The company is called the Carnivore Bar, and it's marketed towards people on the carnivore diet. This is a meal bar. This is $16. I don't eat these on a regular basis, but they make great survival food. Pemmican has been used by indigenous peoples as a survival food for hundreds of years. And this bar, this isn't sponsored. They did send me these, but it's not sponsored. Per bar, 420 calories, 20 grams of protein, 35 grams of fat, 35 grams of fat, and 7 grams of carbs. Pemmican is rendered fat, so this tastes like salty, crunchy ground beef, cold ground beef. And the ingredients in this are beef tallow, raw honey, and salt. They do come in other flavors. Salted honey is just the flavor of this one. Butter mixed with crunchy ground beef. Bit of honey, bit of salt. These are very filling and very satisfying when you're very hungry. But if you're not used to eating carnivore diet stuff, then you're gonna bite into this and be like, oh, that's weird. But great survival food. Pemmican really is. If I fall asleep, that will go out because I have to stoke it fairly often to keep it actually going. But we'll see how warm we stay in here. The fire's warmed it up. We'll see how we do. I got my sleeping bag / winter clothes on, and we're gonna try and get some sleep. We'll see how that goes. See you in the morning, or if anything weird happens. Morning! It is morning, but it's still dark, and it's still cold and windy. It's about 5 o'clock. I actually got a solid 5 hours of sleep last night, which is a lot for survival shelter sleeping. And I never got cold, and I never got eaten by anything. So we survived. Survived the night anyway. It's 7:45. I opened the door. It's still kind of cold and windy out, and I don't really want to go out there. Okay, it's like 8:45, I think I have to get up. Okay, so we got I'm gonna make a fire out here and make some breakfast. And then after that, we're gonna go hunting for a rabbit for lunch. These are really refreshing. Now I'm warmed up. I think I'm gonna change out of my snow pants. Okay. This is a good visual on how to start a fire. Something to make a spark, something to catch a spark, some sort of small fiber, then smaller to bigger sticks. So I'm going to be making an egg sandwich for breakfast with Bannock. You guys have seen me make Bannock in a bag before. Super simple and easy. Why I love making it. And it also tastes really good. Yes, I know my hands are disgusting, but it's just good, clean dirt. It won't hurt you. I talked about this Bannock recipe in another video. All it is flour, salt, sugar, and baking powder. The secret ingredient is to use hard red wheat flour instead of regular flour. If you do this recipe with regular flour, it will still work. Your Bannock will just be real boring tasting. It'll taste kind of like a biscuit and just be super bland. I mean, fresh anything is still going to be palatable, but the hard red wheat flour makes it actually taste good. I might fry this a little more just to get the insides. It's almost done. Bannock cheese balls. Doesn't get much better than that. I cannot even begin to describe to you how good that Bannock is. It almost tastes like a whole wheat donut. I spent some time cleaning up the camp and waiting for the fire to be out. So we're gonna go try and find a rabbit for dinner. I've got the 22 with me, and there's usually a lot of snowshoe hare in here, and because most of the snow is gone right now, they should be pretty easy to see. So hopefully we can find one. Bye for now, Bear Den Camp. Horse bones. Maybe killed by a bear. I feel rain. I'm ditching the bag because I know I'll come back this way, and my shoulders are more tired than I thought from carrying rocks yesterday. These are juniper berries. They're not actually a berry, they're a type of cone, but I'm going to collect some because they're supposed to be good for seasoning rabbit. I've never used them before, but we're going to try and see what they're like. They taste very piney. Pretty strong, but quite pleasant. They're sort of peppery is what they're generally compared to most, like piney pepper. There are species of juniper that are toxic in high quantities, but in low quantities, they should be fine. And if you taste them and they're bitter, those are the toxic ones, supposedly. These ones aren't bitter though, so I think we're good. Ta-da! There's one behind this tree. Can you see it? Probably not. Fuck. There he goes. I think we lost him. But if we've seen one in here, that's a good sign. Where there's one, there's usually more. There's one right there, and my dumbass just walked by it. You probably can't see it. I can barely see it. Well, those probably went too high because I was pretty close. You probably can't see him, but he's right in front of me. I got him. Nice. Nice. Heck yeah. There he is, right in the thick. That's a small one, but that's okay because it's just feeding me anyway. Hi, little guy. Can we get you out of there? Nice. Beautiful thing. Beautiful rabbit. Nice. Okay, let's get this thing cleaned. Here's our bag. I'm gonna drop the gun off at the camp, and then we're gonna take the rabbit to somewhere where there's water so that I can clean him properly. Well, there you go, guys. A nice snowshoe hare. Let's get this guy cleaned up, and then we can have dinner. I'm gonna put this stuff inside. Now we're gonna take Mr. Bun Bun and head down to where there should be water so that I can clean him. I sort of found water, but it's mostly ice. There's definitely water. Water is all flowing into this hole. I think I'm gonna hang him up just here, and then I'll skin him and gut him out, and I'll be able to use this water to wash my hands and stuff. We got him hung up, and I've got my super fancy expensive skinny knife.
I'm definitely no rabbit cleaning expert, but in general this is really easy, especially when you're not trying to keep the hide. The skin pulls off really easily, and then all you do is cut the belly open and scoop out the guts, cut off the head and feet, and you're good to go.
And there we have a beautiful rabbit carcass. Now, we are running out of daylight. It's 3 o'clock, so I don't want to walk all the way back to camp to cook this, so I think I'm just going to look for a good spot somewhere around here where I can cook Mr. Rabbit. This is a really cool area with the ice slash not ice. Hopefully I don't fall in. This spot looks pretty nice. Pretty sheltered. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was going for pretty well. I think I'm gonna rinse this guy again. Pretty deep pool here. I could do an ice bath. Ooh. I don't do ice baths. I don't do cold water.
But all the cool people do ice baths. Dang. Should I do an ice bath? I don't know. Oh, I'm so gross and dirty. Especially my hair is totally full of dirt from crawling in and out of the shelter. So I've got some garlic, butter, and the juniper berries, and I want to... My idea was to make this into like a rub. I'm not sure how practical that's going to be. I might just have like a chunk of butter and put it in the chest cavity kind of thing. And mix it with the garlic and juniper berries. I've never done this before. I've never roasted a rabbit before, so this is a total experiment. Usually these are used dried, but these aren't dried. So originally I wanted to rub the whole rabbit with this, but I think this ball just might end up going in the chest cavity because I don't know how practical the rub will be. Let's see. Uh-oh. You know what? I'm gonna hold this with my fingers so I don't drop it. This is looking good, I think. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but in the meantime, we're gonna do an ice bath. Can't believe I'm saying that. I did modify the setup a bit. It might be too high now, but I guess we'll see. Oh no. Oh no. What was I thinking? Jesus. That was actually really cool. Look how nice and inviting that looks though. Rabbit roasting over a fire. Hopefully roasting anyway. Just kind of going for definitely not undercooked. Overcooked is okay. And I honestly think we're probably at overcooked at this point. It's good. Maybe a little bit overcooked, but that's okay. Ta-da! That's pretty good. Can't get better than fresh caught, fresh cooked. Wilderness rabbit. The backstrap tastes amazing. Well, that was pretty cool, guys. We slept in a bear den, we caught and cooked our own food, and we did an ice bath. But that's it for this video, guys, and I'll see you on the next adventure.